They find a chapel to explore. They find out the front door is locked, so instead they discover a back door to enter through. Once inside, no one can be seen. Trying to cover as much of the chapel as possible, they first enter what they believe to be a maintenance closet. Suddenly, the piano can be heard playing, and once they shine a flashlight toward the piano, they start to freak out. Now, they have to find a way out.
Door's locked. What do we do? What do we do, dude? Oh, we gotta make it run. Oh my god. Alright, go. Oh my god, holy fuck, the music stopped playing. Go.
The person behind the tape is unknown. The swaying swing is zoomed in and out upon to get a better view. It's a very old clip, so the quality is of course poor. Some say the wind is causing it to sway, but that wouldn't make sense, since the swing to the left is hanging completely still. Others say it was achieved with the use of fishing wire, but it's not certain if the people behind the video had the technology and talent to make the wire disappear.
Another thing under the sign over there. I don't know if you guys can see that. He's legit like standing under that sign right there. Just like right there on the side of the road. What the f is that? You see that right there? Do you see that? What the f? But they got like some weird mask or something. What the hell is that? What the f? Oh, what the f? Oh, what the f?
Set up a night vision camera to see what triggered the dog's strange behavior. He almost had a heart attack when he examined the footage. The footage was recorded on Friday the 13th of April 2007, which he does point out is a bit of a silly coincidence. He claims that the footage of the tape has not been edited, other than brightening it a bit, since the night vision wasn't quite effective enough. Take a look at the events that occurred at night. Do you think the owner in Japan and took a video of the ocean from a cliff? The video was uploaded in 2009 and shows his friends going near the edge of the cliff and communicating with the boy holding the camera. But in the middle of the video, something unsettling can be seen in the background. What appears to be a man jumping off the cliff is noticeable. Take a look. Let's take a
seen
closer
floating or flying across the screen. On 2 separate days this event occurred, and workers at the museum were just as confused to its origin as everyone else. Charlie Mars, who's president of the museum, says that in both instances the lights and air conditioning were turned off, tracking an unidentified flying object. Then the other pilot says, "What is that, man?" The footage was finally released by the US Department of Defense, and you can see the pilot struggle to keep up with the tracking because the unidentified flying object is moving so fast. According to experts, the object doesn't appear to have wings or a tail that would normally be visible on a plane. To date, no explanation has been offered.
2013, and everything in there and the story developed later seemed to be taken from a horror movie. It also continues to create controversy among internet users, and you'll see why. The star of this case is a Canadian girl named Eliza Lamb. She was staying at Hotel Cecil, and this turned out to be the final destination of her trip. In the recording, captured on January 31st, 2013 by the surveillance cameras of the hotel, we can see the woman is nervous, entering the elevator and pressing all the buttons of it. Lamb panics after spending 6 seconds there and seeing the elevator doors don't close. Then she sticks her head out into the hall. We assumed that to see if someone is coming after her. Eliza tries to hide, but again looks fearful towards the hallway and decides to leave slowly. A few seconds later, she enters again and presses the buttons one more time. But she loses control. She leaves the elevator, starts talking to herself. At the same time, she moves her right hand in front of the entrance to the elevator to check if there was nothing causing the elevator to not close. After walking down the hall, the surveillance camera can't reach her anymore. The elevator lasted approximately 2 minutes open. Eliza could never go up. But for those who don't know the case here, the most frightening thing is that was the last time they saw her. Los Angeles police had been looking for Lamb for 2 weeks without success until February 18th, 2013, when the residents of the Hotel Cecil began to complain about the strange taste in the water. If you're thinking something bad happened, we're sorry to tell you, you're right. The worst had happened. Given that the guests were complaining about the smell and taste of the water, the maintenance team of the building went up to the roof to check the condition of the water container, and they received the most unpleasant surprise. Lamb's body was in the water tank. So far, video also seems to come from one of those movies, and nobody has been able to explain the reason why this happened. In this video, you see how a group of men sat in circles with no other thing than a Ouija board in the middle of all of them. For starters, who would think of playing with one of those things? Haven't they noticed that most horror movies start with one of those famous boards? In short, they begin to play, and within the strangeness of the situation, everything went normal. But don't let your gaze be focused upon the board, but on the stuffed animal that's in the closet. Yes, that white stuffed animal that sees us. The scepter boy tries to calm his friends and tell them everything is fine. He persuades them to sit down again and try to use the Ouija board one more time. But this time, one of the boys paid special attention to the stuffed animal, and as soon as they started using the board, it starts moving. And this, we're not lying. The next video shows how a child is attacked by what appears to be an evil shadow. The video seems part of a horror movie, but it's so real, it'll make you have nightmares tonight. The recordings belong to a security camera in the house where the child lives. Those who are fans of the world of the paranormal know that at night, the demons seem to be more active than usual. Most horror films use the night as the stage for almost all demonic activities, because it's at these times that the most terrifying and strange things take place. Sure, it's happened to you, at least once, that you're walking through the hallways of your house at night, and you feel as if someone is watching you from the darkness. Shocking and strange that it's sure to give you nightmares for a long time. Proud parents want to film their kids all the time. When they start walking, on their birthdays, when they do something funny, and so on. They want to keep the memories of almost anything their little ones do on video. But what they don't imagine when they do this is that they're going to film much more than just their children. The scene seems something very tender and harmless. The little girl is sitting on a bench in front of a mirror and apparently is learning to comb her hair herself. Her mother, proud of her little girl's achievement, is filming. Everything was going great until the little girl turns to the mother because apparently she was saying something to her. While the girl is on her back, you can see her reflection in the crystals of the mirror behind her. While she's facing back, she points at something, and this is where the most shocking appears. When she turns back to her mother again, the reflection in the mirror remains frozen, as if it weren't the girl who was there, but as if someone else were inside the mirror, staring at her.
Anyone out there with arachnophobia, you may want to brace yourself because this next clip is going to take you right up to the edge. Check out this next clip. A traveling tourist posted this video online and it immediately went viral because of what you can see. An insanely huge, supersized spider can be spotted crawling along one of the legs of the bridge. What the heck? What would you do if you saw that out there in the real world? You gotta let us know in the comment section. Fire.